What is up, guys? So MXGP, Lucas Coenen, he is closing in, and Roman Fevra looks a little bit stressed out about it. So all of us that ride dirt bikes, we have injuries, we have aches and pains, and I'll tell you what, Nano-Xtreme is the best pain solution that I've ever found. Don't take my word for it. Try it. Thank me later. This is not just a cream that warms your skin. This gets in there, promotes healing, and decreases inflammation. So head over to Nano-Xtreme, use code COOKSY and get free shipping. So if you followed motocross in the 1990s, you know who Ronnie Tichenor is. He was one of the best racers. He was a Supercross regional champion, multi-time Japanese national champion, and one of the most talented dudes I ever saw on a dirt bike. But he's in the part of life where he's paying the dues for the concussions and all the different things that happen to us riding these dirt bikes. He did a show with Coach Raaff. You should check this out. And he was incredibly candid. And you guys wonder why I get so upset when I see a rider hit his head and go right back out there. Because I know on the back end, it could look like what Ronnie's talking about.
My body and my brain are pretty jacked up. Yeah, like my career was just injury after injury after injury, and and then I had a lot of head injuries, a lot of concussion stuff, and even like the subconcussive stuff, which they're finding out is probably almost just as bad as the big stuff. I mean, back then, like concussions, like it was like, okay, you get a concussion, you can't see it, it's like a bruise. You kind of joke about it with your friends, and then I don't know, a week, 2 weeks go by and you're good. I got a pretty bad concussion over in Japan one time. So at this Supercross race, I got knocked out, broke my helmet. I'm laying there, they wake me up with smelling salts, and I'm like, I go back to my room, hotel room, and I had friends come over. I don't remember them coming over at all. My memory doesn't pick up till the next day, which I raced the next day. Because that's what you did. So I raced the next day, was like completely just out of it. Somehow I ended up, I think I got sixth maybe. I don't remember the day until halfway through the race day was when my memory kicked back in. Like the concussion stuff, like I'm dealing with that stuff now, and it's it's brutal. It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, but I'm dealing with the head injury stuff right now, and it's fucking hard sometimes. Something about like one of my head injuries in the back of my head, it does something to like the emotional centers where it's like your emotions become unregulated, and it's like they go all over the place.
This dude was a legend, one of the toughest dudes. He rode through injuries, and now, I mean, but I don't think at the time, if he knew what he was going to have happen to him later in life, yeah, this is why we got to watch out for these guys. But check this out with Ronnie Tichenor. Coach and him got really deep. This is something I think a lot of people should see. AJ Wright's Crypto and VeChain have partnered to give you a Tesla or $42,000 in cash, $1,500 in crypto, and a whole bunch of merchandise. Click the link below. When are you going to get an opportunity? And the odds are pretty good. This isn't like there's millions and millions of people entered in this contest. You're going to be looking at pretty good odds, as good odds as you'll get to win $42,000 in one contest. Click the link.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So that starting gate in the Finland race in the GPs, it's depressing. When you look at the line and it looks like a local pro class because only half the gates are being used because they don't pay any riders. So the only guys that show up are on teams and factories. It's really depressing. This is a sport based on being able to grab a production bike, go out there, race, and win money. Problem is, these promoters are pulling away the win money, and that's why we're not seeing any guys at MXGP. You're seeing the factory guys because they get paid from their factories. Other than that, that's it. But this is just a sad state of greedy promotion. And sports leagues and racing leagues that share revenue with their athletes and riders grow at a percentage They are 112% faster growing than leagues that don't. Guys like Giuseppe Longo, the Coombs, the Feld family, while they think they're just keeping all their money, they are keeping themselves from making more money and growing the sport to way bigger levels. So come on, guys, loosen up the purse strings, help out these struggling riders who are out there risking their asses, and get them some money. Despite the starting gate looking like a fair race, once they get going, there is a heck of a battle going for that MXGP championship. There's 20 guys, and they're all pretty damn good. 18-year-old Lucas Coenen is stepping up. You know, he's a talented kid. I heard a lot about him. He battled Kai de Wolf and didn't win the MX2 championship last year, and then strangely moved up. Most of these guys don't move up till they win a championship or turn 23. He decided to move up last year after, like, I think 1 season, maybe 2 seasons in the MX2 class, and no championships, which is kind of strange. So you wouldn't think a rookie moving into the MXGP or 450 class would be the guy who's probably going to win it in his first year. But man, the improvements that Lucas Coenen has made, I was like, okay, he'll be good. He'll get on the podium, maybe win a race. He's the guy right now. He is absolutely the guy in that class. When I watch a lot of these riders and I look and I say, who's going to be good and who's going to be great? When I watch Lucas Coenen, I'm not saying he's going to be better than Jett Lawrence, but he's in the same ballpark. He's good. He's got that intangibles, that blind confidence, that loose riding style. He's something special. Now, I don't know if the MXGP series is just on a lower level right now because Jorge Prado's not making it look good, but I think that's just Jorge Prado because look at Valentin Guillard and some of these other guys. I mean, they're beating Prado, and that's like, really? They're not supposed to beat the champion. So I think it's more of Prado underperforming than the level being down. And the way Lucas Coenen has just got into that 450 class and chasing down Roman Fevra for that championship, that is savage. Heading into the weekend, he was 32 points behind. He had a 60-point weekend. At the GPs, the qualifying race is worth 10 points, and then the regular moto. So you can make 60 points on a weekend, max points. Lucas Coenen got every single one. The problem when you're running down a guy like Roman Fevra, and you get Roman Fevra and Lucas Coenen, who are clearly better than the rest of the field. They're the top 2 guys. There's a really good chance they go 1-2, 2-1, and there's not a big point swing. But Fevra has felt the pressure. A lot of UGP guys were giving me crap, telling me how good Roman Fevra is in the sand. What do you say now? He didn't look that good. And I don't think it's necessarily that Roman Fevra is not good in the sand. I think Lucas Coenen is incredible in the sand, and I think Roman Fevra is average in the sand. He's about as good as most GP riders, which is pretty damn good. However great Lucas is, if Roman just gets second every time, it's so hard to win this championship without Hurlings out there, guys to get in between. But Roman Fevra blew it. He blew it. He got stressed out. So in the qualifying race, right out of the gate, veteran Glenn Coldenhoff pinched him off. And I think it pissed him off. So later in this same qualifying race, he's going to put it to Glenn Coldenhoff and just made a stupid move. This is the wrong place to make a block pass or a takeout move. Glenn Coldenhoff, coming out of that turn in the sand, was committed a while ago. For him to cut underneath him like that, there was nowhere to go. And you take both guys down. Anytime you do a takeout move and you both go down, that was a stupid move. And when you're someone like Roman Fevra, who's battling for immortality, you win a GP championship. I don't care that there's only 20 guys in the gate. It's still a world championship. If you win that, that is immortal. We always remember the champion. We don't remember race winners. Yes, it's very cool, but we don't remember whether he took Glenn Coldenhoff down or not. That doesn't matter in the end. Roman Fevra's got to get it together and start looking at the championship and start racing Lucas Coenen, or he's not going to win this championship. Lucas Coenen has closed this to 13 points. And with 7 rounds left to go and 60 points on the table at every round, that 13-point gap that it is now might as well be tied. It's all about who does better, who has more confidence. They've got some big sand tracks coming up, a few hard pack tracks. Roman Fevra has to have second place on his worst day, and he's going to have to win a few races now. He can't just mail it in for second. He has got to put the pressure on Lucas Coenen. The thing is Lucas Coenen doesn't look like he feels pressure. He looks so calm out there doing that silly dance that Jett and Marquez did after he come across the finish line. Oh, and in the second moto, Lucas Coenen had a big lead, had a big crash, got up. Calvin Valandrin passed him. Roman Fevra was right there. What did he do? Regrouped, gapped him and won by quite a ways again. Like, he's that good. And that's incredible to do that to Roman Fevra and Calvin Vallandrin, as good as he was riding. And Lucas Coenen wants a piece of Jett. He wants to prove he's the fastest 450 rider in the world, not Jett Lawrence. I think he's biting off a little more than he can chew right there. But we might see him at Ironman. He was supposed to come over here for Southwick. His team said, no, we're not ready for that. You're not doing that. And they shut that down. But I think he might be able to convince him with Ironman. There's a legitimate reason to jump in over here for Ironman. He can prepare for the Des Nations. You know, the Des Nations, that's the track. So he can use that as a test session to get used to it. We might see him there. And if not, we're going to see him at the Des Nations with Jett versus Lucas. And then next year, the Coenen brothers will be racing quite a bit. They've done an international contract where they're going to race the GPs, but they're going to race in the United States a lot. How about Fantic's Glenn Coldenhoff? You know, we had that incident with Fevra, ended up 12th in the qualifying race, comes back, does really well in that first moto. Looks like the second best guy without a doubt. You know, he gets second place in that first moto, just riding good. I mean, I think he's like 34 years old and he looks about 24. And it's wild seeing a 34-year-old, probably as good as he's ever been, and see him on a Fantic. I know it's basically a Yamaha, but still, that is not a team with a storied history. And to see him putting in results like that, hats off. Way to go, ageless Glenn Coldenhoff. If you need to ship anything, hit up Precision Transport. Do you work at a company and you want to save them money and deal with a better shipping company? Reach out to Precision Transport. You want to get a promotion? They'll help you do that. They will make you look like a rock star. So hit up pretransport.com. Alias MX gear. This is their new lightweight 25.5 gear. Head over to Alias MX. Check this stuff out. It's lightweight, good looking, and high quality. So head over to aliasmx.com. So that 250 class was wild at the Finland GP. Man, they are all over the board. There was only 19 guys for the moto because Liam Everts had a big crash while dominating the qualifier. Man, Liam was looking so good. There's another guy that I think is getting better and better. His talent and riding style, he does remind me a lot of his dad. And people know his dad, Stefan Everts, has multiple championships, one of the greatest ever. What they don't remember is how long it took him to become that dominant guy. It took a little while. He was a late bloomer. And I think Liam also is a late bloomer. I think you're going to see him in the next few years really take a level up and either get an MX2 championship, he'll be in the battle for the MXGP championship. I look for big things from Liam Everts if he can stay healthy. He looked like he was pretty dinged up in that qualifier crash, but I'm sure glad they set him out. Man, they were the only ones that I noticed this weekend that actually sat out a guy that looked like he might have been concussed. But defending champion Kaida Wolf is, I mean, he's way back in the points sitting into this round. And I'll be totally honest, I had pretty much written him off. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake on my part. He is coming. He got 60 points in the MX2 class. He won the qualifier in both motos in dominant fashion. Now, this is what you look at. When you see the number one plate, you expect a guy to ride like this or be up front. He hasn't been like this all year. He's healthy, he's confident, and these guys are in trouble. He is coming for them. Simon Langenfelder's in the point lead. He's 50 points out, but he seems to suck in the sand. He had a really rough day. If he wants to win this championship, he's going to have to tighten that up. If you want to be the champion when Kaida Wolf is finding his groove, he's going to have to get seconds and thirds on his bad days. If you fall off that podium and Kaida Wolf goes on a run and just starts winning, it's over. It is all Kaida Wolf, and he will defend that plate. Andrea Adamo looking good, but he looks like a guy who should finish second or third in the series, win some races. He'll be there on days. He doesn't look like a guy that can win this championship on his own. He's going to put himself in a position, and if there's a big mistake by Simon Langenfelder or Kaida Wolf or both, he will be there to take that championship. But I don't think if they all stay healthy and going for it, I don't see Adamo winning outright against those two guys. I just don't. Man, there was insanity at the Canadian Nationals. I'll get into that tomorrow, but you're not going to want to miss that one. There was some stuff up in Canada. You guys are crazy. And while we love our dirt bikes and we love this sport, it is dangerous. It is so dangerous. And, you know, we don't like to think that the worst can happen, but it does sometimes. We lost a South African racer, Ricky Raaff. I don't know the details, but I'm telling you, as bikes go faster, the injuries will increase. That's why it's so much more important to pay attention to concussions, things on the side of the track, and basic things that we can make safer. Because the bikes are going so fast, we have got to work on this. So rest in peace, Ricky Raaff. We're going to miss Thank you, members. You guys are the best. 12-month members. Hopefully you're getting that email out to me and you will get your shirt. In the description, put 1 year member, then your address, then your shirt size. And all of you members, 12-month members, if you guys want to take Coach Rob up, he's giving you a 1-year membership because he wants to keep you guys in shape because he's a huge fan of you guys and the mob and just the movement we got going. So shoot me an email if you want to join Coach Rob's program because all you 12-month members, you get 1 year free with Coach. And we're giving away some Nano Xtreme in July, and then in December, we're giving away the new Power Sports XQi3 electric motorcycle. Damn, this thing's fun. I'm telling you, you should probably get one, whether you win one or not. You should get one of these bikes. They're amazing. Here's your member of the day.
Let's start this off by saying, we got them. The illegal sale of American motorcycle racing. I present a case that reveals how the American Motorcyclist Association's 2008 sale of its racing properties constituted an illegal transfer of public trust into private hands. My name's B Mazy, and I'm here to stir shit up. So I made a song for you guys. You know, it's crazy that the riders still gotta pay to race, even though these guys are just filling their pockets because they're money-hungry, greedy, stupid mother, ex-circus owners, but still got the same mindset for the Supercross. Screw Feld, screw the AMA, and screw Rob Dingman.